Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome to today's episode of Today's Best Stock Picks. It's Tuesday morning, just before the market opens, or a couple hours before the market opens. It is February 9th, 2021. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you find these videos helpful, definitely click down and subscribe. You get updates not only on the best stocks to buy now, but as well as trading education pretty much every day. As usual, these picks are for educational purposes only. Obviously, you have your own resources, goals, and all those kind of things. Choose wisely. I'm going to give you some ideas and we'll see what happens today. Earnings we're going to discuss today. The market's a little bit overbought at this point, and I hate to use that term because it could continue to go higher. But the amount of consistency that we've seen after the FOMC selling led to vicious buying that came right back and pushed many of the indices up to new all-time highs. I'm expecting to see profit taking today. I'm not expecting to be initiating new swing trade longs today. We do have a couple of ideas, but we're mostly going to be talking about earnings from Twitter, as well as CGC, which just reported earnings per share disappointed a little. The stock's trading a little bit around. It was up $1.50 before, again, pre-market, and now it's down to about positive 33 cents. So if it unfolds the way it looks right now, probably going to open up flat. Then if you happen to be long the stock already, you can make a decision from there. But I want to talk about the next trade in CGC and that sector, which will also include TLRY over there as well. So let's head on over to the charts. Let's take a look and we'll set up some ideas today. And first, I'm going to start out with CGC. You can see here the numbers. It was actually up around $1.50 just a couple of seconds ago. But I think the more important thing is if we zoom out a little bit on the monthly chart, you can see the consistency that the stock has had for 1, 2, 3, 4, now the fifth month, which is just about a third of the way through February. So in that sense, it's pretty good. Now, the $52 level, the $50 level is really the level we're gunning for there. Looks like we're going to end up being neutral. Not the worst thing in the world right now. A lot of these companies have negative earnings, but they start to become less and less negative, which is perceived as a positive. And the overall sector is still strong too. So that in sync with Tilray. You can see that there has been some major buying opportunities here to get involved where the stock showed some really good bullish momentum, created order flow off of that momentum, and then gave us, you can see here, a couple of optimal entries as well. So out of the two, obviously CGC just reported. We're going to wait for the stock to pause after that big move up and then look for another spot to buy, which I think is going to be really the theme of today, which is a really big part of understanding how to be a good trader, is understanding when there's money on the table and when you should be preserving that precious capital. And the way the market looks right now, we'll just shoot on over to the SPY. We'll take a look. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive days of well bid into new all-time highs. I do believe we're going to see a little bit of profit taking today, but that doesn't mean we can't find some opportunity. It just means that for the most part, stocks that we've been long, for example, General Motors, is a stock that is now punching up into what was previous resistance. It had a nice gap yesterday. We're going to give it one more chance to get up to what ultimately our target right now is 59. If it doesn't, we'll just simply move our trailing stop loss up higher. If it pulls back and takes us out, I'm okay with that. Earnings today, as well as we just said, Twitter's an interesting one. And again, just a full context, the political climate here during December and into January was pretty vicious. The stock got hit hard. But what's interesting now is it clawed its way all the way back. And the next trade that we're looking for right now is from 56 to 72. So depending on how the earnings come out after the bell today, what I'm looking for is for the stock to maintain above the 52 to 54 level, somewhere in there. If it actually explodes, even better. That's just going to decrease the profit potential, but I'm looking for it to stay above that level. As long as it stays above 52 to 56, even if earnings are kind of neutral, I'm going to be looking for that next trade up to 72, which would be a really, really nice trade. It's not really that much. It's not really that expensive of a stock, so a lot of people can get involved with it. Also earnings today, we have Cisco, which really is buying into earnings. That's interesting. Lyft. And actually, let me go out to the daily charts, probably a little cleaner to read there. So you can see again, very common question, sell the news into earnings. What did the stock do prior to earnings? So you can see we actually have a nice $10 rally prior to earnings. So generally speaking, we'll end up getting a good announcement and then see some selling. We'll see what happens there. And Interface. Energy stocks, specifically the solar stocks, have cooled off dramatically. We haven't been trading them really hardly at all. SOL, I think, is the most recent one. Sava is another one. The stocks I'm giving you now are more active trading stocks. Again, we put out a very lengthy disclaimer yesterday about these stocks aren't for everybody. You really need to be on top of your game. You need to be able to make fast decisions to be getting involved in something like this, as well as a offshoot, or I guess you would say a tertiary stock, AVXL, a little bit more affordable for some people. But either way, they're moving fast. So great for active traders, that know how to make fast decisions and know all of your orders. A couple of questions that we're getting right now, actually a lot of questions right now about Mara and Riot. With crypto exploding through new levels, these stocks have also been exploding with them. So would I be looking to initiate a new trade here? Yes, as a day trade, not as a swing trade. The day trade at this point is where it's already extended quite a bit, so I'm okay trading it today if we get what I call the bullish echo and follow through. I'm not going to be looking for a new swing trade here. I'd probably be looking for the stock to push up, see a little bit of profit taking today, go sideways for a day or two, and then look for the next run. Again, that's what we're looking at today. Market does pull back once in a while. OSTK finally got up to that $100 level. It's kind of just sitting there. You can see that 88 was the prior level. We said once we got through 88, our target was going to be 100, and we pretty much got there in 4 days. So now we're looking for continuation here. This is only the first or second day away from what we call the optimal entry, and 110 is the next level here as well. Net, something that we were trading heavy over the summertime, and you can see here, especially September through October, kind of let it sit aside. Again, that's the right price. 88 was the level, went well bid through 88 and closed strong. So looking for some follow through there as well. NVIDIA, which is surprising because NVIDIA actually had two disappointing earnings seasons in a row. Yesterday exploded on some pretty good volume, got out of the doghouse, you could say, so to speak, which is this multi-month trading range going back to November. And now has traded right up into resistance. So I'm looking for follow through today. Yesterday was the first day out of the box. I want to see follow through today. So you can see it's actually opening lower. So what I want to see is above yesterday's high before I start to look for a new entry. VLO, really good clean breakout as well. And you can see pretty easily there that the level was 60. 68 actually was the target through there, but I'm actually going to be looking to fill this gap here up closer to 70. So we have roughly $6 on the table there on the VLO breakout. And last but not least, we discussed Tilray. So Tilray is obviously a little bit extended out of yesterday's optimal entry, but that doesn't mean that we can't look for a new trade today, because once these start to go well bid and they start to take off, at that point, it's not a question of whether you like the idea or not. It's really just a question of how do you manage risk in the context of the next push higher. So again, like I said, it's Tuesday, February 9th, but the market a little bit extended, hasn't come up for air. I am expecting a little bit of profit taking today, so I'll probably be shifting into day trading mode. A lot of the trades that we've had from the last 10 days are kind of extended and moving up towards profit targets. I think RAD, one of the ones that we got involved with recently, just kind of a dud, hasn't moved. That's okay. That's part of trading. So mostly in day trading mode today, mostly dropping down to shorter time frames and using our day trading strategy today. A few ideas coming off earnings. Twitter is going to be really interesting after the close today. Hope you subscribe to the channel if you find value here. We actually have quite a few educational videos as well too. If you have any questions about some of the stocks we've talked about here, definitely leave a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great day, everyone.